Today, I'm going to tell you a string story. It's one of my favorite kinds of stories because you can take it with you wherever you go. And my audience is a little girl down there, but she doesn't talk yet. You might hear her. Once upon a time, there was a farmer. Now this farmer, he loved all kinds of vegetables, but his favorite was the yam. And it was time to harvest. But the weather, he wasn't sure he could get the harvest in before the storms came. Well, better get started. So he got up early and he went, put on his coveralls. And sure enough, pretty soon he had a full sack of yams. Well, he still had plenty of energy, so he was going quickly down the fields. And before you knew it, he had 2 sacks of yams. He took a little quick break for lunch, but those clouds, they were threatening. So he went back out and he worked and he worked and he worked until he had 3 sacks of yams. And he looked out over the field and the clouds were coming and he thought, I'm just gonna work until it comes. And he worked and he worked and he worked and he was getting tired, but he cleared the field and there were 4 sacks of yams and the rain began to fall. So dragged the bags into the barn, took off his coveralls and went to bed. Now, in the middle of the night, a thief came. And as he was creeping across the field, he tripped over a stone and he shouted out. And the farmer, who was a very light sleeper, even though he had worked so hard all that day, shot up out of bed. And he went out to his barn. And he looked on one side of the barn. And he didn't see anything. And he looked to the other side of the barn. And while he was looking on the other side of the barn, the thief came and